Ahoy and welcome to Captain Cruise. This is my new YouTube channel to bring all the information about ships, destination, hints and tips, reviews on all things cruising for the Australian cruising market who want to continue on cruising around either Australia and going overseas. Why Captain Cruise? Well, I've done close to 50 cruises. It's amazing. We've done everything from a 3-night cruise, 4-night cruise, up to a couple of weeks in destinations all over the South Pacific, overseas, different cruise lines, different ships within the cruise lines. And I want to be able to bring to you all the information about cruising, up-to-date stuff from things that are going on in the cruising industry over the last week or so, along with a whole range of different options for people who want to find cruising. If you're looking at my channel, it's because you've either love cruising, are interested in a bit more information about it, hints and tips, but at the end of the day, I'll be able to give you all the things you should need to know about going cruising and finding the right cruise for yourself, because it's not a one-size cookie-cutter type approach to cruising. There's different size ships, there's specialty cruises. You can go cruising if you've got a passion for photography, for wildlife, for golf. You can go if you've got a passion for art or history, ancient history, modern history. So you can take off, fly over to Italy and go and do a cruise around all the ancient sites around there. You can go to Greece, use those sites as well, Turkey. You can go to the Middle East if you've got an interest in religion and all religious history. You can go to sail through Jordan, through to Petra, Israel, Jerusalem, etc., the Middle East. But with my 40 plus cruises that I've done, we've pretty much covered everything over the time. And through this, I'll be able to give you all these reviews on all the ships, the different ships, etc. And to kick things off, stay tuned, because coming up is our review of Zuiderdam, Holland America Zuiderdam, as we take off on a cruise from Vancouver to Alaska. Well, this is the beautiful Zuiderdam as we just about to board, leaving Vancouver. And amazing watching the float planes taking off and leaving over Vancouver Harbour as it heads out across into the wilderness with supplies and people. It feels like we're really about to head off on an adventure from the end of civilization. This is Vancouver Harbour as we head out towards the Lionsgate Bridge, and from there we head up north towards Alaska, transiting through between Vancouver Island and British Columbia. Just stunning scenery all the way through with little fishing lodges. This is a view from our balcony, keeping an eye out for whales and orcas and bald eagles and otters, some of which we did get to see. Some of them we've still got the elusive bear and whale there were whales in the distance up in Glacier Bay, but just looking at the amazing massive mountains, we're still snow-capped as we headed into summer. This is Ketchikan, and this is the original Gentleman's Walk, where the brothels were. We went to the American Lumberjack Show, or the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show, where they did all sorts of skills to show off with the two-man saw and obviously the pole climbing there, chainsaws, everything they use in the massive forestry industry, I guess they have there. They do the log rolling. Even as you fly into Vancouver, you can see all the logs that have come down from the log mining areas. This is Juneau, a cold and wet day in what is probably one of the wettest places on earth, Juneau. It rains a lot. It was quite busy in town as numerous ships were in town. Luckily we got in there a bit later, so it wasn't so busy. This is as we head into Glacier Bay, the Marjorie Glacier. The ship opened up the front deck so we could all get up early and go out there. And we had crew bring out steaming hot cups of pea and ham soup, which is a Dutch tradition. Fantastic. This is Mendenhall Glacier. We caught the bus up to there, and Nugget Falls beside it. So Mendenhall Glacier is in the background there, and the falls are really what would have been underneath the glacier centuries ago, as this was all under glacier and has slowly receded. The mountains here are just amazing. They don't do it justice. We get into Skagway, and it felt like you were on a movie set, but these were real working buildings and houses, and they still have banks and all that sort of thing happening in them. But you got the Timber Boardwalk. Here's the Red Onion Saloon. which was we stopped off for a drink and everything. And then upstairs we did a brothel tour, which was fabby, to find out about the amazing life of women who did it very tough during that period with the gold rush era. We then boarded the White Pass Express, which took us up through basically back from Alaska back into Canada, and amazing seeing the history of what those people had to do to get into their gold rush locations. That was the snowplow that obviously went through the train tracks and cleared it at the beginning of each season, and our ship, the Zuiderdam, the back deck, and I also took a few photos around the ship as people asked sort of what style it is, which is sort of contemporary maritime, lots of timber and brass. You've got a promenade deck that goes right around the ship, and very stylish. It's really nice and cozy, I guess, the feeling for it. And that's the atrium with the grill restaurant, and one of the bars there felt like you're in a big lounge room, I guess. This is our bedroom, or a cabin, after our lovely cabin steward had cleaned it. And this is a view from our balcony as we headed back towards Vancouver. And it was just a beautiful day. It was 14 or 15 degrees, which doesn't sound that warm, but we just sat on the balcony in the sun reading our books, and just enjoyed the sunshine. So if you're inspired by that video and want to visit Alaska or want to keep up with the latest news, keep up to date with Captain Cruise. Subscribe now.